Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Monday, August 18th, 2014. Alright, only one announcement for today that we need to possibly pay attention to. The rest of the week is going to be not exactly packed with announcements, but more than at least last week. So we have a few more red stars this week than last week. Let's jump and take a look at what is going on overseas. Let's see, bulls are on borrowed time, but they don't know it. Yeah, that may be true. Okay, very weak bullish in Asia and a fairly strong bullish in Europe, all the way across the board. So it's a tad bit surprising. And I think we'll find the same thing here. But first of all, I'd just like to say a few words. And actually, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So here we have it. This is a good representation of the last 2 weeks for me. I want you to know that this is the Guru's mountain, and this is God and his wrath on the Guru's mountain. So he's mad at me, and the reason why he's mad at me is because I have not been following my own stinking rules. So I'm going to have to refocus again doing this. I don't know, I'm up there in years, and I still haven't learned to just be consistent and keep doing the same thing rather than, trying to interject my feelings into my thought processes when I should just be looking at exactly what's in front of me and nothing else, and not letting anything else interfere. So we're going to try to refocus and see if we can do something about that. All right, here we have the futures in the U.S. and it looks like as though it's going to be open with a solid bullish pop. Gold is down, just not too much, but $2.40. That's more or less over the weekend, and oil is down $1 almost, 83 cents to be exact right now. And gas prices just dropped like 15 cents or 20 cents, somewhere around there. And you can see that we don't have anything to worry about today because we really have nothing open. These are all old positions. We're just kind of like sitting around waiting for something to happen on them. Not worried about them at all. They are just regular holdings, long-term types of holdings. All right. My results for the last 2 weeks, still have not published them yet. I'm having a little bit of a problem collecting the data. But I'll get it together yet, and then I'll be introducing a new tracking sheet for you folks if you would be interested in writing things down rather than throwing them on a spreadsheet. So that's what I'm going to start doing when I open a trade, is I'm going to keep track of it on a separate sheet of paper and be more conscious of it that way. Okay, let's start right out with the scan. Jump over here. Okay, Apple. Okay, rule-wise, we are in uptrend, and we have a solid green line heading up, waiting for it to come down into our target area on the stochastic. MACD looking pretty good, more or less reflecting the stochastic. We like that. We don't like diverging indicators. We like them to be in sync. So this is a good thing for us. So maybe Apple will come down and give us an entry. Amazon, choppy on its rise here, but that's okay. We will accept it because we're looking for a solid red down and then a hook. And we have MACD more or less in line with stochastic. A new uptrend in Amazon, so we're going to throw a target in here. We're ready to start considering Amazon once again. BIDU. We had success on this BIDU trade last week, one of the few that actually did work out. So now we're looking for, this would be a 20 delta because I don't really like this here. So this would be a 20 delta. Here. But it's not ready for prime time yet. Although, if we do get a hook today, we may be willing to get in. We have a PPS up arrow here too. Just to let you know, we're going to be looking at PPS as well, just to compare. Alright, Chipotle, kind of the same story. Lucked out with this trade, and so we did good on Chipotle here. We will be looking for another opening, and this actually, see, here's what I'm talking about, a little bit of a divergence here. The MACD is not responding as strongly as I would really like, but our focus here is on the solid red down. So this could be a 50 delta, although I wouldn't be real excited about doing a 50 delta on Chipotle right now. I might be more focused on doing a 20 delta. Alright, Costco still behaving very nicely in this channel that we have drawn here. Would I ever do a 50 delta on this? Not anymore. We're just way too choppy here, but in a pretty strong uptrend. So I'm going to change this over to a 20 delta and slide her over here, and let's see if we can get this to come down and give us an entry for a 20 delta. And you can see that we had a couple back here. That would have worked good for 20 deltas or thereabouts. Alright, DJX. We are out of our channel on the Dow. Strange day Friday, I have to admit. Dow was down, but I believe everybody else was up. So it has been doing that more lately, which is kind of unusual. So what are we looking at? Overall market sentiment. Hang on a second. I'm going to see what Scutify says. In case you're interested, Scutify says overall in the market they're 85% bullish, 15% bearish, right at this very moment. I guess, I don't know, even through this period, that was pretty much what the number was, although I really just started looking at it around here. But it's just another, it's a feeling, but we trade based on what we're seeing on the charts. And right now, for the Dow, we're not trading this, even with a 20 delta, because I would sure like to see some sort of trend here. And there's not a lot of open interest on that particular underlying either. Taking a look at gold, opened up pretty bad on Friday and recovered significantly, but still down PPS and the moving averages are converging here, so that's like, okay, what are you going to do? So we don't usually trade when they're that close together and about to cross, possibly. Google. Pretty much looks like gold, doesn't it? Google worked out okay last week. We were able to grab something out of it Friday. I think I got out of it Friday. Friday was a little bit shaky looking. As you can see here, we opened above, but it did pull back about the time that I got out of it, so we made some money on Google last week. But again, we have converging moving averages and just can't really tell what's going on here. So we'll see if it stays in its channel or not. Not a lot of candidates right now. Alright, we're looking at LinkedIn right now. Geez, just keeps on marching right on up. It's not giving a squat here. Let's move this over and wait to see what happens there. NDX. So on these averages, if we ever come down here, I'm not going to be so greedy anymore. I will go for a 20 delta or less, maybe even a 10 delta. And just as an example, you know, I always like to go and take a look at these things. If we were to do, say, a 10 delta, even for this week, on the put side, because it looks like as though we're moving up. Okay, that's still 50 cents. That's a decent haul. That would put us at 38.75. 38.75 is way the heck down here. That's 38.80. 38.75 is right about down here. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, would be a pretty good trade. Now we might have a double top coming in here too. Looking on the weekly and on the daily, there might be a double top here. But we don't usually trade patterns, price patterns. We trade the stochastic. And we are in a fairly strong uptrend at the moment, so we're looking for an entry down here. Maybe a 10 delta. We could probably go with a 10 delta right now, and I would be happy with that. But we have rules, so we're going to try to stick to them. So on these underlines, like this is in the 3,000s, almost 4,000. And on the other cash indexes, which, for instance, RUT is 1100 and SPX is 1900 and NDX is 3900. DJX just isn't high enough. We just look at that one for fun. But these, you can go with these deltas like that and under 20, maybe around 10. Play them a lot safer and not be so cotton picking greedy like I've been. So where were we? We were on NDX, were we not? Okay. So, yeah. So that's what we'd be looking for. Anywhere down here, we get this stochastic to move down around 50 and then hook back up, jump in like it did here, jump in. And then we had a minor correction, a short-term correction is what I would kind of call this. And now we're back in the groove again. We had MACD momentum starting to move down on us, so that would have been a little bit of a warning. But now we're headed up, and we're all the way up past 25, and actually we're at 29.55. So that's pretty high on the MACD scale. Okay, let's take a look at Netflix. Oh, we could have had a 20 delta here. We just need to move this over. Pretty nice, strong trend now on Netflix after it whipsawed me. Netflix was my downfall. That's why my mountain blew up. Why God blew my mountain up is because of Netflix. That was a big reason. It whipsawed me around, and it's just like, man, I can't believe it. Okay, let's see here. Priceline. Alright, we don't have a 20 delta move here. I am a little bit concerned. We got a PPS down, MACD is down, stochastic is down. I think we're going to get a little bit of a trend reversal here, so I'm even going to take that out because I have no idea what's going on here. And we're looking at the Russell right now. Broke out of its channel. That was a successful trade, although it didn't make much on it. But I think, I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen here. We'll still look for a 20 delta down here, or a 10. SPX. Alright, we had doubled up on this baby as we were struggling. So I have to say we're in a new uptrend. We can get rid of these. Oops, remove drawing, that one. And I think that we might have a little bit of a trend reversal. We have our target set down here. Let's see if we can move back up into this channel. Let's see if it'll do that. Or if it might act as resistance. Which would give us kind of a double top here, wouldn't it? This is very toppy here. Very toppy on the weekly. And if it moves back up there this week, that would give it, that would give it the double top that we're talking about. And we'll see if that happens. Alright, enough about price patterns. Back to basics, stochastic. So we're waiting for that entry down there as our trend is flipping over. Tesla. Looks a little top heavy here, doesn't it? Still waiting. This is still good. It's not exactly picture perfect, but it's still good. We need to wait to see if it's going to come down and give us an entry. And then Visa, which we were thinking of dumping from our list, definitely had a bad day last week. I'm going to have to see if this continues, because this might be a good opportunity to do something. Something. I mean, it would be more or less following our rules, because we are in a downtrend on the 20. It's been quite a while. The 50 was trying to make up its mind. So there might be something that we can do there, but we're just going to sit back and watch it for a while and see what happens. So we really only have one candidate for today, and that's BIDU, and that's one that's kind of iffy, but that would be a bull put on BIDU for today as a 20 delta. Alright, that's it. Thanks a heap for watching. Have a great day, and stay away from the Guru's Mountain. Happy trading.